Hello, and thanks in advance for watching this commercial. I'd like to speak with you about something new, revolutionary, and exciting, but I can't. I'm going to talk about multifunctional document imaging devices, otherwise known as copiers, for layman people. But don't worry, it'll only take about 3 minutes. Your patience will be rewarded. You'll get some company swag for having listened. Make sure you register at the end of the video. Okay, so copiers are not exciting. We get it. But you might be involved in the decision to purchase, lease, or rent one of these devices for your organization. You should know all of your options. OleCopiers.com rents high-quality Canon equipment that has come off lease early to a select target market. You're skeptical. Okay, I get that often. I'll try to make the best case possible. You'll notice I said rent instead of lease or purchase. What's the difference? Well, purchasing a copier means that you're exchanging hard-earned revenue, cash, donations, moolah, for what's essentially a boat anchor. And once you own that boat anchor, it's basically your problem. It gets harder and harder to find a decent company or repair person to fix old copiers. So owning a copier becomes a bigger problem than it's worth. Leasing a copier means that you're figuratively married to the copier you choose for either 3, 4, or 5 years. Leasing allows you to use the machine for this specific time frame. The shorter the lease term, the more expensive the lease payment. So if you want the flexibility of a short-term lease, you have to put up with higher lease payments. Additionally, leases are pretty inflexible. They're non-cancelable. So if your needs change in the middle of a lease and you want a bigger or smaller machine, or one that produces better quality, or one that breaks down less frequently, your only option is to upgrade. Which means extending your lease and rolling in all of the remaining payments from the old lease into the new lease and starting a brand new lease. At the end of a lease, after paying all of that money to the leasing company, they still own the machine, and you're required to send it back to them on your own dime, unless, you guessed it, you sign a new lease. For small and medium companies, this racket has been the only real option for copiers. Ole Copiers recognized that there were a big section of business consumers that were being provided very limited options, so we developed a third option, one that's been a no-brainer for many companies. We rent 1-generation-old technology on short-term 24-month agreements. Let's face it, these are copiers. This isn't rocket surgery. Copier technology has matured over the past 6 years to a point where there's nothing revolutionary about copiers. They all print, email, fax, and scan in color. These devices are engineered by geniuses with the ability to do literally hundreds, maybe even 1,000 functions. Consumers use about 20% of a copier's total functionality. 80% of the market doesn't need latest and greatest. The other 20% have money to burn. Most of the latest and greatest bells and whistles people are sold on hardly ever get implemented, because most of the time they don't even work. We have about 40 combined years of copier selling experience, and we are partial to Canon because of their market share position, their R&D investments, what we hear from technicians, what we've seen in practice, and what we hear from consumers. You can check our website to see where we got these stats from. So in the end, renting Canon equipment, unlike leasing, provides the best of all worlds. Short-term flexibility, low payments, great technology, service and support agreements that include paper and toner, and you can cancel with no penalties. That's a lot of value for the dollar. And from a financial perspective, copier rental payments, just like lease payments, can be fully written off as an operational expense. You can't even graph low cost, high value. Welcome to OleCopiers.com. Please call or email us today for an in-office or online presentation. Thanks for listening. you've earned your free stuff. Remember to register.